I'm not sure who came up with the idea of just sitting still and waiting and watching, but it's a stupid one. I'm freezing. I'm going for a walk, see what I can find.
In a previous episode of T.R.U, Woz stopped being Tin Tim for a few minutes and actually used his IT skills to do some work. He took a more detailed look at the footprint in the snow, and in the second video, he took a very detailed look at the footprint in the mud. He used his mate's Great Dane to compare the footprints and came up with some interesting conclusions. In this video, we're checking out a new region and doing a night investigation.
So where are we off to, Chris? This is a new location?
Yeah. It's, I wouldn't say new location. It's a location that's got a few historical sightings. In the 80s there was a real rash of sightings in this region. But bottom line, see this big iconic mountain in front of us?
Yep.
If you go to the right of that, there's another relatively iconic mountain. And we're going to try and sort of just slot in on a track in between those. And you go up a little bit, a couple hundred metres in altitude on this track, and there's a nice button grass plain that borders a little bit of dry sclerophyll forest, and then on the other side it starts to get a little bit wetter and it turns into mixed forest. So I was thinking,
sounds like good habitat for a predator and prey.
Yeah, perfect. And it's not that far from the farmland that we're driving through at the moment.
Okay. And it's also not that far away from other sites where we've done investigations where, you know, there's been alleged footprints.
Not at all. I mean, ultimately, as the Thylacine would walk, it's probably only 20 kilometres. It'd take us 45 minutes or so to drive to that site, but if you just went up over that ridge line rather than skirting around it, you'd be almost there.
Right.
Actually come into this area to do a night exploration, but while there's a bit of light left, Bill and I are just scoping out the area, patrolling for footprints, seeing if one particular region is better than another. Just done a fairly good walk around and investigation, Bill. What are you thinking?
I'm still thinking back the way we came. I saw a nice big open field. I think that's where the herbivores are going to congregate tonight, and that's where we might see carnivores if we're going to see any at all.
So you want to pack up and head over there?
I'd say so, before it gets too dark.
And we have to switch to night vision.
Yeah. It's nice out here, it's getting dark. It's almost time to start looking around.
Ooh, time to switch to night vision.
Oh, you just can't wait, can you?
Ready?
Yeah, switching to night vision.
Night vision.
Does that work any better?
Have a look at yourself.
Gollo.
How cool is that?
That's very night vision, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh well, into the wilderness.
Let's go. I'll have to go back or get wet feet. Let's go back that way, and then back down this way.
No worries. What are you doing there, Bill?
Well, I might lay one of these down so we can find our way back to the car.
Sensible idea.
I'll put it close to the car. Just so see back.
Yeah. Should be able to see that right across this plain.
Yes, I'll put it up near the car so we don't litter. We'll take it with us.
Yeah.
I think we'll go back and then try and get back down the other side. We don't have to wade across creeks because it is bloody middle of winter. Don't want to go through creeks in this weather. Wombat dropping. Now I'll just make sure. Yeah, it's wombat. Well, we saw a wombat scratching up the road a bit. Now we see wombat dropping, so we're starting to see larger herbivores, which is a good prey item for larger carnivores. And it's starting to get dark, the stars are coming out. Might sort of sit down and try and stay still and watch for a while. Might just sort of sit down and wait for a little while. Often it's a waiting game where you just sort of sit really quiet. See if we can hear anything moving. Might see the outlines of something moving, and maybe our night vision camera might pick up something where the animals can't see us looking at them. So I think that's probably the best plan at the moment. We could walk around a lot, but I think what we'd end up doing is just scaring animals away.
So tonight we're using a new camera that's actually got a proper IR system, and it's capable of seeing maybe 10-15 metres, and then what we've got on top of it is an IR illuminator which takes a lot of the shadows out, gives it a bigger range. So in theory we can sit here all night and the animals can't see us.
Whose bloody idea was this? I'm not sure who came up with the idea of just sitting still and waiting and watching. That's a stupid one. I'm freezing. I'm going for a walk, see what I can find.
While we've been walking along this grass plain, just Bennett's wallaby. It's way too big to be a paddy melon. So again, we've sort of struck big prey in an area where there's lots of decent grazing. This pile grass is really good grazing for prey animals. Big prey, hopefully big predators.
So what was that, Chris?
I thought it was Bennett's.
Nah, it's paddy melon. Paddy melons do really big scats. Now I reckon it's probably two, yeah. Go again.
Action. I thought it was Bennett's, Bill.
No, I'd say paddy melon. I'd have to disagree. Paddy melons lay these really large scats, whereas Bennett's usually a bit smaller.
It's now the only real way to test that theory.
You want me to taste it, don't you?
I want you to taste it.
Alright, let's have a look. Oh, it's pretty fresh. Oh, yeah, you're right, it's Bennett's. Yeah.
Haven't seen a lot. We've seen a lot of evidence for animals, but we haven't seen a lot of animals. One of the things that you could possibly put it down to is the wind, and in my experience a lot of those animals are very, very skitty in the wind, and maybe they can't smell predators, maybe they can't hear predators and threats as well. I think it's time to give up.
Aww. We haven't seen much. I suppose we've seen wallabies in the distance. We've seen evidence of wombat. We've seen evidence of wallaby. We've tasted it. So we know they're here, and I think this is going to be a really good spot for some investigation. So we're going to come back with cameras, with some ideas from experiments. We've just found a new playground.